the likelihood of a fight with you and Terence Crawford? It would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and Turkish know each other.
Turkey Alec has been relentless in his efforts to bring Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez together for a monumental showdown. With a staggering $95 million offer on the table, it seemed like boxing's next mega fight was within reach. However, to the surprise of many, Crawford has now declined the deal.
If it isn't Canelo next year, are you done from the sport, Terence?
I wouldn't say that. Right now, I'm just weighing out my options and looking for the best opportunities and options for Terence Crawford in my career.
The response was unexpected from a fighter seemingly driven by legacy and greatness, leaving the boxing world divided on whether this was a strategic decision or a missed opportunity.
To see Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. What is your honest thoughts on that as an opportunity and a potential fight?
Oh, it's always is a chance there, right? We'll see, but always is a chance there, and we're here to make the best deals. And
Turkey hasn't given up hope. He remains determined to make the fight happen. He's now offering to negotiate directly with Canelo, aiming to propose what he deems a fair deal. But what defines fair when one fighter risks everything while the other gains a massive payday and a boost to their legacy? Canelo has consistently emphasized the value he places on his fights, particularly those that could impact his reputation or draw criticism. For him, a bout with Crawford offers money, something he hardly lacks, but little else in terms of legacy. Beating Crawford, who isn't a natural threat at 168 lbs, would bring minimal credit. Fans would still question why he wasn't facing David Benavidez or another credible challenge in his division.
for me, I don't need to take that fight because everybody's gonna say it's too small, and then he need to enjoy.
The fixation on Canelo makes sense. Fighting him would provide Crawford with the kind of attention, legacy, and payday that few fighters ever achieve. It's a rare opportunity to secure his place in boxing history while earning a fortune. However, this singular focus on one name has created an unusual dynamic. Turkey had promised Crawford the freedom to choose any fight he wanted, but Crawford isn't interested in anyone else. Fighters like Jaron Boots Ennis, Sebastian Fundora, or even David Morrell are seen as steps backward for a boxer of Crawford's caliber, failing to match the magnitude of what a clash with Canelo could offer.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boot? Boot trying to take over and start beating the guys around him. Prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to beat him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to...
Avoiding these fights might not be the wisest move. Facing someone like David Benavidez, for example, could significantly enhance Crawford's reputation. A loss in such a matchup would come with a built-in narrative. Benavidez's size, youth, and raw power could easily be cited as deciding factors. The same logic applies to opponents like Artur Beterbiev or Dmitry Bivol. Taking on one of these formidable challengers would generate immense publicity, regardless of the outcome. In boxing, it's not just about winning. It's about proving to the world that you're willing to take risks against the best in the business. That kind of courage resonates with fans and cements a fighter's legacy.
Realistically left your mind once he said he's not interested, or you still pursuing it?
Not at all. I think
Crawford doesn't seem interested in risks that don't come with the reward of fighting Canelo. His singular focus has left some fans questioning his true intentions. Is he genuinely chasing greatness, or is he reluctant to risk his spotless record against opponents who don't offer the same level of fame and fortune? The criticism grows louder with each passing day. Fighters like David Benavidez and David Morrell are actively calling for big fights. Yet Crawford's decision to bypass these opportunities is frustrating a fan base hungry for action. His reluctance to engage with these challengers is starting to overshadow his accomplishments, leaving many to wonder if he's avoiding the kind of risks that define true champions.
It's his weight class. 75 is his weight class, and he do nothing in 175. Really, no, he's not the same.
Canelo, meanwhile, has his own challenges to address. A potential showdown with David Benavidez is the fight fans are truly clamoring for, a bout that could solidify his legacy and earn him the respect he seeks. However, even that matchup comes with its complications. Reports suggest Canelo is demanding an astronomical $200 million for the fight, a figure that makes the $100 million offer for Crawford seem like a bargain. If Canelo is holding out for such a massive payday, it's hard to envision him stepping into the ring with Crawford for less, especially when the stakes and rewards are significantly lower.
Canelo, Johnny Boy Boxing, Fight Hype. I just want to ask you, what do you think about Terence Crawford? What do we think about Terence Crawford's performance, and do you want to get a fight with him?
If the money is right, I mean...
$100 million? I heard Turkey offered you a big money.
The dynamics of this situation are complicated to say the least. Turkey's efforts to broker a deal, while admirable, have only added another layer of complexity. His enthusiasm is evident, but he may be underestimating what it truly takes to bring Canelo to the negotiating table. The promise of a fair price might sound reasonable, but Canelo's history shows he's not one to settle for anything less than what he believes he's worth, and rightfully so. At this stage in his career, Canelo has nothing left to prove. His legacy is already secure, and his financial success speaks for itself.
Doing that.
Where do things stand with Turkey? Turkey said he would like to open a line of communication with you. No middlemen, just you and him.
I never say no to business. So if it is a business for me, I'm open to talk. No matter.
Instead of exploring other viable options, Crawford remains fixated on Canelo. His decision to decline Turkey's $100 million offer sends mixed signals. On one hand, it suggests he's serious about not appearing desperate for the fight. On the other, it raises doubts about whether he's genuinely committed to taking on the best challenges available. For Turkey, the road ahead is uncertain. While he's made it clear he's willing to go above and beyond to make this fight happen, his optimism may not be enough. The harsh reality is that Canelo holds all the leverage, and he knows it. If Turkey truly wants to bring this fight to fruition, he'll need to present something extraordinary, something far beyond just a massive payday. As for Crawford, his options are narrowing. The longer he waits, the more the boxing world moves on, leaving his window of opportunity to solidify his legacy increasingly smaller. Clip. Fighters like Benavidez, Morrell, and even Bivol are making waves, and each missed opportunity gradually chips away at Crawford's relevance. While he might not find these matchups appealing now, in the grand scheme, they could serve as the stepping stones he needs to secure the legacy he desires. Even with these potential opportunities, Crawford chose to fight Madoff. About that, in Canelo's eyes, didn't solidify Crawford as a worthy opponent. Despite Crawford earning the unanimous decision victory, Canelo openly questioned the outcome. Speaking to Fight Hype, the Mexican superstar didn't hold back. I think he knows why there are weight classes, right? He had a good fight, but for me, I think he lost the fight, or at best, it was a draw. It could have gone the other way. Canelo's comments highlight the skepticism surrounding Crawford's recent choices, adding another layer of complexity to his pursuit of greatness. Clip. Canelo's words carry significant weight. He's not just a spectator in Crawford's career, he's the man many expect Crawford to face if he makes the jump to super middleweight. For Canelo to criticize Crawford's debut at super welterweight as anything less than stellar undermines the momentum Crawford hoped to build toward that potential matchup. From Crawford's perspective, his debut in a higher weight class was meant to make a statement. Israel Madoff, with only 11 professional fights, might not have had the deepest resume, but his amateur pedigree and unorthodox style presented a legitimate challenge. While Crawford showed flashes of his usual brilliance, Madoff found success as well, enough to make the fight competitive and leave questions about Crawford's readiness for a bigger challenge.